Okay, let's see. Is this working? I think we're going. Okay, so one thing I want to... Oh, did that just flash? Are we freaking out? I don't know. Oh, it's freaking out a little bit. Darn it.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Watch this one now. Glitch. Every once in a while it
Are you
glitches.
mic?
I have a microphone up here, so here's what I want to try. That microphone is right there. You can't see it.
Got it.
Yahoo! Oh, you. 580.
We haven't tried one of those.
So what I want to try this time is I want to have the microphone here. Hopefully it's loud enough.
Someone has to come on and tell us if it's loud enough.
I can turn that up. We'll see. We'll see if this is loud enough. Because what I don't want to do is have the microphone on here and wander around. Do you have a 1963 Shipmates? Yes, in fact I do. It's not here. Yeah, I do have one.
I don't. Is their name D and they're stating a fact? You have a.
You have a 1963 Shipmates.
Whether it's a question or a statement, it is true.
And you know what's actually funny about that? Let's see if I can find it here. My browser here. The last thing that I looked up on this browser it's Shipmates.
Where is our shipmate?
It is let me change this back. It's at home.
Somewhere.
I actually have wanted to bring that one in. That's a fun game, and it's I don't have a game in here that has roto targets. I have Monaco back there that has the target that is on the motor that moves back and forth, but I don't have a roto targets in here, which is something that I can bring in. So, Dee, in chat, can you hear us okay? We're trying a new thing with the microphone, so I'm just wondering if it's loud enough. I want to go and move this camera. I don't want to move this one up here, so I will be right back. I like mine. I like the 4-player games. The only thing about Shipmates that I don't like is it's hard to move because it's got the little pregnant belly on the cabin. All right, be right back.
I don't know how he's gonna move that camera. Oh, I guess that one's not actually like on top. You can move it with a ladder. I hope. Tell me if okay. Can you hear me when I'm sitting down here, or am I too far away from the mic? 'Cause I'm sitting down a little lower. I don't know why. I think this light right there is too much. It makes it yellow when we sit right there. Too yellow. That little bow is not sticking up properly. There we go. That's better. Oh, look at that. He moved it. Now the toilet sign's right there. You can see part of our little toilet sign. Right there.
Who bought this?
One of the two girls. Or, I mean, one of the two, you know. One of the two of them. Oh, someone's coming back. You looking for something? guess I'll just stand up, stand closer. One of the problems we have is we both usually wear mics, and then one of us, usually 7, not always, walks away, and then one of us will be here having a conversation, or we'll stop having a conversation with an engaging chat because the other one's having a conversation with other people. And then we get like this wormhole loop and talking over each other effect, and not everybody likes it. So, it's Friday evening, and we've got a few people in tonight. It was the last day of school yesterday, so we had a few kids come in with their families today and celebrate the end of school. And now we've got a few people. Is Big Lebowski?
Yes, yeah. They give me a ball. I saw the
Big Lebowski's been acting up lately. 7 wants to get it fixed up.
What?
Big Lebowski.
Huh? Oh, Big Lebowski. Yeah, I need to tear it apart.
I mean, you don't think it's a big issue. It's just you need to go over the one board that controls the ball kicker sensors.
Yeah, it's where the problem is where am I? Oh, here I am. where the problem there's a board that's right underneath, basically right underneath where the apron is. Bunch of stuff plugged into it, and the solenoid that fires out the ball from the trough, that's what's not working. And so those actually, instead of being soldered onto something, it's the solenoid attaches to a Molex connector. The Molex connector connects to the board, and it's somewhere it's somewhere there. It could be the Molex connector, but I think it's actually on the board itself. That one of those pins just has become cold, and I just have to resolder it. But it's a little bit of a process to get that thing out of there. I was gonna do it yesterday, but yesterday was like everything that we did yesterday. Like everything I touched turned to shit. It was just one thing after another. So many problems that I told Sophia, I'm like, I'm not going to work on Big Lebowski because if I do, then it's just going to like catch on fire or something. And then I was going to do it today, but then there was a bunch of other stuff that happened and stuff. It's funny though is that if you go in and you manually kick the ball out of the ball trough, and then close it, when you fire the ball and kind of the process, that's enough, it'll run then for 6 or 7 games, and then it'll be short again. And I do know it has something to do with that firing that solenoid, because when you go into solenoid tests and manually fire it, it doesn't fire when it's acting that way, and then when it's fine, you can manually fire it. So it's something that's some solder point there is wonky. Just pull it out and look at them all and see what works. Touch a bunch of things with a hot, pointy solder tip. Yeah, so the reason why I want to do this with the mic this time, and I might actually get a slightly better mic. This is just my lapel mic that we've just got hanging right here. Is what I realized was happening the other day when I was doing this. I was having a conversation with someone, and it wasn't about anything in particular, but it was like if someone wanted to say something more on the personal side, that I probably shouldn't be having conversations with people randomly throughout the arcade that could be streamed out to millions. You gonna get on the bar billiards?
Pardon?
Are you gonna get on the other one?
Oh, probably, yeah.
So tomorrow I'm bringing in. I have
Is everything okay?
I have a game. Hopefully I can get it out of my workshop.
Oh, okay.
It's a video game. It's a baseball game. So I'm gonna try and bring that in tomorrow.
Which one?
The baseball game that has never been here.
Is that a pitch and bat?
No, that's a video game.
Oh.
That's the one that I pulled out. It's the last one that I made it into the workshop. I think I'll get it out of the workshop, but we'll put it back in the corner next to Big Guns.
Okay.
Yeah. If
I thought you were putting in. I don't know why I was thinking you were putting in a pitch and bat.
No, that won't fit. The pitch and bat won't fit back there because of that. Right next to Big Guns, and it's too small for the.
Right. 7 aesthetic right here.
Right? Below
beside
there.
Big Guns. There's
You probably
one
shouldn't.
little mini
I'll move
machine.
over so it doesn't look like you're pointing at something else on me.
Right here.
Right there.
See it just below.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came in
Video
today,
arcades, Big Guns.
and I don't even know if
There's a little mini arcade next to the right there.
right there. We had Rampage and Mortal Kombat, and I don't know if it was actually working yesterday, because I don't know that we even went
don't
back
remember.
there yesterday. But today, well, I mean, we would have, but sometimes you turn things on and you don't realize. But today I was doing like a deep clean this morning, and then I realized that one hadn't turned on.
Yeah, and it was an arcade one-up that I bought as a fluke off of Facebook for like next to nothing. So
You have an extra board for that one though.
I have an. What did I do with it? Yeah, but it was glitchy. That's why I have an extra board.
But no, we bought it, and then we told them it was having issues, and it turned out to be the plug, not the board.
Was it?
I think that, but they sent the board, and then we realized, so maybe you should try switching out boards.
Yeah, I don't remember where that is.
We'll find it somewhere. Anyways,
I'm not too
might
concerned.
solve that problem.
Yeah, it's just a little arcade one-up. I actually bought it because we have Rampage World Tour, the big mission, and it's a big video game. It started it needs a new flyback. It hasn't been replaced yet.
Coming soon.
But we had a bunch of little kids loved that game.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, a little Rampage arcade one-up the size of kids came, like it showed up on Facebook or something for just like $100 and something bucks. Yeah, I'll grab it. And then I grabbed the other one too, because I thought it'd be cute to have them right next to each other. I would actually love to have, I mean, they're arcade one-ups, they're not the best thing in the world, but the little kids love them because it's their size, and I would love to have a whole row of them, like 5 of them, of games that kids play, and the little kids love those. They go over there and they play them all the time. So I think that would be really cute to just have a row of little machines for little kids. Give them, put it like a carpet down. It's actually right around the corner. You see where the hand chair is? There's a duck hunt on that CRT. Right around there, I wanted to have that wall right there, right around that corner. I had, in my mind, I had planned to have a little row of machines right along that wall.
And we even bought a dinosaur-themed glow-in-the-dark carpet to go there. We had ordered it specifically because we're like, oh, this will be perfect. There'll be a little spot. Kids can sit down. When they're too overwhelmed, they'll have a break. They'll have the little machines. And then we got in this space, and it just wasn't going to work the way that we imagined. But the space has worked pretty well in other ways. Like, we didn't initially have all the TVs and stuff set up. We had 1 or 2, and now we've got 3. And when we got the carpet finally, it was delayed forever. The dinosaurs, it wasn't as pictured, and like the dinosaurs were facing the wrong way. And so now it's our cat's favorite carpet.
We just put it in we have sort of this central room in our house that has just plain laminate type floors, and so we just put it in there.
Yeah, they
Just for
really
fun.
love having carpets. One of our cats is like, he just is a fluff ball of fur with limbs, and he doesn't have any traction because his paws are completely covered in fur, and he loves, so when he runs, you just hear because he's slipping on the floor. But they love the carpet, and then we'll get home and all the carpet will be, like Wile E. Coyote. It'll be in little rows because they've been running off of it. Anyways, that's your funny cat story for the day.
Got the new shirt in.
And classic shirts.
Classic shirt. We're on a few in. We're having more. We're gonna get more in, but I wanted to come up with new designs. So we have the new logo one, and then this one I made based kind of on the new logo, but with the old lobster playing the pinball machine, because that was a really popular shirt last year for tourists and stuff. And they like to buy something that says Prince Edward Island, so you say Prince Edward Island. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can take that one if you want. Get rid of it. What? We can take that one if you want. So let's see. The other day I took my big pinball machine, or my big pinball. I took the big espresso machine over to a repair guy in Moncton, and he didn't seem very bothered by what we got. It seemed like it wouldn't take him very long at all. He thought a couple of weeks. He's going to basically refurbish it. He's going to clean it all up. He's going to fix everything that needs fixed and make it all fantastic and awesome. One thing that machine has on the steam wands only go up and down. They come out straight from the machine. They don't orbit like this one, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I know that that's a modification that people have done to those machines. So I asked him if that's something that he could do after he gets everything all up and going and everything. Then let's look at that.
The cool thing about the Pac-Man one is all.
And if it's not too terribly difficult, he seemed to, he was like, oh, I could get that, I could get a part that would probably work there, I think. He's going to research it. So that'd be the one slight modification we would do to that machine. But it's a good two-group machine. So, yeah, so we'll find out in a couple of weeks where that's at. Hopefully it's not too
I was
bad.
trying to find this to show you. When you spin it, it can go for a really long time because it's got a little magnet in the bottom, or like a magnet and a battery in the bottom, and it just goes around and around and around for ages.
That battery is a little tired now, so it doesn't run as long as it should.
Gotcha. Do you want me to open that? Are you good? Because I don't know that that's the twist off.
I don't think it is.
Nope.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I won't be happy. Just because you're asking about Nuka Cola, we also have the Nuka Cola color. Oh, nice! Someone came in the other day and they bought, what was it, the Vault-Tec LED sign? And then
No, they got the Pit Boy.
oh, the Pit Boy, yeah.
And then came back the next
He was trying
day or
to
two
decide,
later.
and so he just got one, and then the dad snuck in the next day and was like, "Oh,
Kind of a Vault-Tec one.
so he got a
Yeah.
little bit of both. How much is it? I can tell you. After I scan it, I don't know how much everything is. It comes to $2.24.
The lemon. I like the
The
lemon.
lemon one is good, yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Perfect. Okay, that comes to $4.89. Oh, sorry, I pushed button. There you go. Fabulous. Enjoy. We have giant sourdough pickles. We've got, sun chips and moon pies. If you want sweet or savory. Never had a moon pie.
They're like a wagon wheel thing. Yeah, so it's kind of like a soft bread cookie sort of thing with marshmallow covered in chocolate or non-chocolate.
Has what? Jelly? Oh, I think they do the wagon. I know what you're talking about. It's essentially like a chocolate covered one, but it's got like a jammy stuff inside. Well,
And they're small, right? They have like a little cracker size, a little blob of marshmallow chocolate, and then on the inside is
I can't remember what they're called.
yeah.
And yet,
Can't remember the name of those.
we've got freedom flavored Pringles, Hickory sticks. We've also got a bag or two left of the Smart Pop cheddar popcorn.
Hey JRSC, hey, how are ya?
It's on the other side there. There you go. Snackies. Alright. I know what you're doing. Leftover Chinese food tonight. That's it. 1, 2. Hey. It says it's. Ugh. One more time. One more time. This color. And it's fruity bubblegum. Alright. Try again. There we go. Alright. Oh, I'm getting it. We did not get to choose the flavor. Alright, $5.81 for your flavor.
That was actually pretty much all they had. When we ordered them, that was all that they had left. Was that particular one. And now we can't even get that particular one anymore. Like they stopped making it.
Yeah. And we just sold the end of our giant gummy bears.
Yeah, we had like 5-pound gummy bears. They were
Yeah,
really cool.
someone bought it for their birthday. She was like, I really, 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 really want it. And so I was like, fine. But I was like, they come in it's essentially like a hard plastic, so you can wash it and reuse it and make another giant gummy bear if you want.
Or make a Jello one or
Or
something like that,
Jello,
right?
Jello gummy bear, Jello bear. Yeah. You guys have still got time, so yeah, you still got like another 10-15 minutes. Instagram.
I think so. Yeah. So what was I saying? I don't remember. It's nice today. It's a nice day today. And, we have been worried about it getting too terribly hot because we don't have any cooling in here. We had one hot day. Our AC has been ordered. It's going to be installed on the 8th, and it's going to be installed right. Hold on, the arcades.
Yeah. Not all.
Right where my face is. That's where on the wall it's going to be installed. Right up above that little mini machine is going to go away actually probably tomorrow. And then it will be up. There's a little neon sign right there that says, you can't read it, but it says toilets up above a little mini machine.
I mean,
And that's where it's going to go.
drink solutions, that's all of that is for
And it's going to be a mini split
we
kind of
had
thing.
another one, I think we took it out recently. It was like a mojito flavor, but it was with no anything in there.
Yeah, I had to take it out to make room for something else that hopefully would sell better. But yeah, so we had one rough day a few days ago, but today it was sunny, and not a cloud in the sky, and no rain or anything, but it wasn't very hot. We had a nice cool breeze coming through here. And right now it's, I don't even know what the temperature is. It's probably 22 or 23 in here. It's just about right. So we get the back bay door can be open. And, now I have to see what the temperature is. Actually, it's 25 in here. 25 in the back here. It's probably a temperature, a degree more up front, probably. I don't know. Maybe. Depends on which way the wind is blowing. Because we have both of the windows in the front are open, and if the wind is going this way, then the front room will be a little bit cooler. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, I bought it, and I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. It's missing the marquee, and I don't even remember the name of the game, but it's a baseball game.
All right. You have to tell me how this is.
I'll have to look at that tonight when I get home and make sure that that's gonna work.
Back.
Two what?
2 back. Fabulous. All right. Enjoy. Need to get our quarters out of there. They get from our ship. Three per person. Okay. Have you played on the board before? Yes, I have. Hello, JRSC. Sorry, helping people.
Seemed like there was something else going on, but I forgot what it was.
Talked about the AC. Talked about taking the coffee machine in.
Yeah.
Did you talk about throwing itching powder on yourself?
I did not.
That's what you're
I opened this. We sell the itching powder. I've never bought it. I bought a whole bunch for here, but I never bought it. I've never personally bought it. I've never personally used itching powder. I've never personally had it used on me. So I opened one. I dumped it on my arm. At first, I didn't feel anything. After about 20 minutes, I put a shirt on because I figured it's one of those things, kind of like when you go to a barber and you have the back of your head shaved, and all the little bits of hair get down your shirt, and then your back is all itchy, your neck's all itchy. I figured it worked kind of like that. So I put a shirt on, and about 20 minutes later, I noticed that it was itchy right here. Yeah. And Mick says at 7 ID 10T. I am at ID 10T error. and yeah, it did. It started to itch, and then I have very like I went in for an allergy test one time. I have a terrible reaction to grasses. I have a bad allergy to grasses, and I think that one of the samples or one of the things that they test you with had been cross-contaminated with something, and like the whole front of my arm looked like yeah, it was a mess. I reacted to everything. I even reacted to the saline water control. Right. Yeah. Um, and then they didn't. She's like, oh, you have that kind of skin. It's like, no, I've had this before. I don't have that kind of skin. It's something that's cross-contaminated. No, you have that kind of skin. We can't test you. Yeah. But anyway, so then I got, I washed it all off, and then about 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, from when it started itching, I noticed that there was little bits of red marks just kind of poppled on it. So I washed it off again, and there was another spot right here that was kind of itchy. But so it's a mechanical itch. It's not like an irritant that like something that maybe causes a histamine reaction in everyone or something like that. I don't know. I think it's purely mechanical. That it looks like little tiny pieces of square glitter, and I think the little square corners, those kind of get. What is itchy powder fiberglass? No, I don't think so. It's
Who is the idiot?
me.
Nick? Oh.
At 7. It's a white powder mixed in, and then there's glitter mixed into it.
Sparkle.
So I don't think that the powder. I think the powder is benign, and I think it's the little sparkle bits that are what caused you to itch. And when I was a kid, it used to say that it was horsehair. So it's like they shaved rendering plant horses, and yeah, the action would have been like when you went to the barber and you got shaved and the little hairs like get into your clothes and they poke out.
Someone could totally start an organic itching powder company in this day and age, and it would probably be so popular.
it's you
Saved
have
from human hair.
You have free-range cows that are pets, or goats from a petting zoo, and you just go up and you shave them periodically. You chop that up and package it as organic, all natural, earth friendly. Yeah, I actually did look it up. After I made a little video on it. I wish that I had looked it up before I made the video on it. But itching powder apparently has also been made from rose hips, which have a little hairs inside of them. And that's funny, you just said that. When we were kids, we used to play with rose hips in my grandmother's garden with stinging nettles. Yeah, so it was made with rose hips, is what, that's what Wikipedia says. Stinging nettles, the first time I was a little kid, I had never seen stinging nettles. They were at my mother's house in her front yard. She had nettles. And it was one of those things like, I wanted to see what happened. Because I'd always heard, oh, they sting when you touch them. I'm like, how can it sting when you touch it? It's a plant. I don't understand. And I sort of handled it, I think, on the back of my hand or something. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, say, that's a little bothersome. Man, chicken, happy Friday. How are you? Yeah, and so then I, of course, went inside, like, all, like, you know, I'm an idiot. I touched the nettles. But that's the kind of idiot I am. Put itchy powder on my arm today. It never stopped. I never grew up. That's why I spent half of my life in an arcade now. Yeah, nice night tonight. Nice to meet you. Oh, news from the other location, our old location. They've done absolutely nothing to it. Nobody's in there yet. There's a handwritten sign on the front door, half covered with other things that are in the window that says for lease, and then an email address. That's basically all that's happening at the old location. But we stopped by the other day because we saw some crows there. So we stopped by, and there's one crow that I called Lefty because at some point after we moved in, he was part of the group that was coming down, and then he got injured, and one of his left leg was like broken and sticking out. Manchester says, is the entire building unoccupied? Yes, and Pete's place moved out about a month after we did, and that was it. The building's been empty. They've done a little work inside, but not a ton.
They've mostly just demolished things and haven't. Like, she was working on it after we moved while the pizza side was still there. And then, like, all of the ventilation system, which we told her needed to be cleared out because there were birds living in it, instead of clearing it out. And so now, again, there is no ventilation. They just covered it with drywall.
Yeah.
They've patched all of the ventilation system up, so there's no proper airflow.
There was how the heating and cooling in that worked is that the heating was in-floor heating with a oil furnace. The cooling, there are two large cooling units on the roof, and that had ductwork that ran just in the attic space. So it would pull up from two different locations, probably one per unit, I guess. There was one on the pizza side, and the other was on our side, and then they just blew out ductwork from the top. But what happened in the winter, none of those ducts were insulated or anything. They all sat above the insulation that was in the attic space. So in the winter, those ducts, they didn't have a way to open or close them, and it was just negative temperature air was just falling out of them, and you could see it on with the FLIR camera. You pointed at one of those ducts, and like it was just at 0 temperature. Yeah. So we had taped them up, and we told her why, and so instead of fixing the cooling and insulating the ductwork and insulating the attic space properly, and then fixing the cooling, she just decided to just remove the ductwork and put drywall over the holes.
But there's no, like, the other thing is the heat pump was never adequate enough for that space, and so instead of repairing the cooling and clearing out the ventilation and putting in a fan perhaps at the top of the building, or fixing the fan that's probably already there to suck all the hot air out of all of the spaces, she just covered it all up. But anyways, after that nothing happened, but then we had told her that the pipes freeze in the winter every year, and by mid-January the pizza guys left, and then not long after that,
it was about 2 weeks later,
a bunch of drywall was ripped up. We think it's because, as expected, the pipes froze and burst as usual.
The pipes would, over on the pizza side, the pipes would burst every year, once or twice a year in the winter. We knew that there was black mold behind the drywall in some locations because it would come through. You could bleach the paint, but then when you just left it, about a month later, the black mold would develop again. So it was on the backside. So we told her all of this, right? So if you look in the space now, they pretty much, throughout the pizza side, wherever the pipes would burst and the water would get to the walls there, they've removed the drywall from the floor up about 4 feet. They've removed the whole sheet, and just exposed it all. So if you look, there's no. If you look through the windows on the pizza side, there's no drywall on the lower from the floor up about 4 feet. And they've torn out some other walls. They've done some other stuff. There was an employee washroom.
Yeah. All right. Well,
See you next time.
Nice to see you. Have a good evening.
There was an employee washroom that's been completely gutted. There was a wall that I put up between their kitchen and our back room, that has been removed. I don't know if the drywall's been removed or if all of it had been removed. So, and yeah, and it's from what I can tell, nothing, absolutely nothing has been done in at least a month and a half. It doesn't even look like anybody set foot in there. So, maybe even 2 months or longer, I don't know. But that wasn't the whole point of the story was Lefty. So Lefty had his leg broken, and he was hobbling, like you could tell it was really painful. He wouldn't even touch it on the ground or anything. And he would stay farther away from me than the other ones. I don't know if he would ever get really close before, because they all look the same. They have different personalities, but probably only 2 or 3% of crows that come by do you ever get to know because of their personality. The rest of them just act like crows. So I don't know. I don't know if I recognized him. Like if I would have recognized him before he broke his leg, but after he broke his leg, it's pretty obvious which one's Lefty. So he would stay farther away. He was very careful, I think, because if he got too close to me, his mobility is a danger to him, right? But then he sort of settled down. His leg got a little bit better. He got to trust me more and more. Come closer.
He still almost never landed on it before we left.
Yeah.
He was just a right-legged lefty.
And now when we saw it the other day, he's putting weight on it again, and it sort of is an outward thing like this, like he moves it kind of like that, but he will put weight on it. And Sophia's like, that little crow is bugging him, but the little crow I noticed was doing the feed me thing.
And then we realized.
Yeah, so the little crow is an offspring of Lefty. So I don't know if Lefty's a he lefty or a she lefty, but they have a baby. There's at least one baby lefty there.
And it was so cute because it was like opening its mouth and it still had the pink, so you know that it was still a baby around its little beaky. And so we cracked open some nuts just for the babies.
Yeah.
Throwing the peanuts. It was so cute.
Yeah, Lefty cracked open a couple of the peanuts and then moved on to his own peanuts or her own peanuts.
But we gave them some too. Nick says crows have amazing facial recognition and memory. Yes, we are big bird fans.
They still I was there for 2 years, and the one that I called Crowbin, he will see me from like a block and a half away, and he flies right at me. One of the last times I saw him, he was flying at my head level across the parking lot, and I seriously thought he was going to land on my shoulder. Like he was coming right at me, and then he just zipped right past me and landed pretty close. And yeah, I kind of miss Crowman of all the ones that were here. He was the one who started all of this. He's the one that came up. I was working on the space, sitting outside, and he would just come and land on the railing next to me, just hang out with me, and I just started bringing him.
We always hope that maybe they'd follow us, but there's another crow gang. This is their territory, so we just do our best to go over and see Crowbin and say hello.
If I'm at the roundabout, I keep peanuts in the car, and if I'm at the roundabout and I see any crow there, I usually pull over and just give them 5 minutes of time.
And they probably have been going there, whoever's in their little family group, for a really long time, and there's always been a restaurant there, so they've always gotten like crumbs and things, and now, there's still grubs and stuff, but now they've got no one giving them peanuts and no pizza crusts anymore.
Just the garbage cans aren't there anymore.
Yeah, no garbage cans.
But there is across, on the other side of the roundabout, there's another pizza place, and there's a high school that is just a block or two up the street, and they used to come to the pizza place next door to us, and for some reason they didn't go to the other one, and now they're all going to the other one.
Off and they went someone.
Yeah, I never saw them over there though.
Yeah. Ours, they were an obnoxious group.
Yeah, they never came in.
And when they did, they just like roughhouse and stuff. So we keep the door locked even after we open to their side, so that they wouldn't.
Break one?
Yeah, this tip fell off.
Oh, no worries.
It screws back on, but then it just
No.
keeps going.
Once they fall off, it's like that's it. They're really, really easy to replace. Really cheap. Mick says maybe the crowds were looking for gluten-free. Who's to say? The crows were looking for gluten-free. I'm assuming you mean gluten-free. Seven was gluten-free for 7 years, pretty much, and then we found out that long story short, he was misdiagnosed with celiac, and it turned out that he had a gut infection.
H. pylori bacteria.
Yeah, and since he's allergic to the psyllins, and usually they give you a horse tranquilizer size psyllin with a bunch of other additives, instead he had to take all of the non-psyllins multiple times per day, plus all of the extra additives.
Yeah,
It was like
I think
10 or
they
12
give
pills
you
a day.
like amoxicillin is something that they usually treat you with, and then but I had to get one of the mycins, the like erythromycin or something. to
Stupid
that
stuff.
extent. But yeah,
I was making jokes, gluten-free, and she meant pros and gluten-free. We get ya, Mick. We get ya. Oh, Mick, did we tell you that the games are up for sale? Do you guys want to come do a road trip?
you don't want those games.
Well, they play okay. If you just want, I mean, they're cheap PMs. Someone's gonna take you on a camera safari and go show them. The back glasses are a little blown out on them, but they're still cute little games. I always liked Triple Action because I love the essentially mechanical spinning wheel where, now it's all automated when the wheel spins. What does Mick say? I'm not hearing Hurricane. I guess no one's playing it. Sorry.
But he's not as a game for sale. He's not hearing her.
Oh, ha ha ha.
All right,
Okay.
I've got my mic with me,
All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
and it's very, very loud. Sorry, guys. All right, how's that? That's a little bit better. All right, off we go.
Did you have to turn on camera safari?
Oh, yeah, that'll help. I did this the other day, didn't I? Where I forgot to switch it over to camera safari.
Yeah, then, sure, time.
There's stuff on it because, of course, there is. Yeah, triple action, and unfortunately, it doesn't look so bad in the dark. Actually, this one's not too terribly bad. It's blistered, but it didn't actually come off too bad. Not too bad. Superstar. This all happened at the other location when the heater didn't heat, and it got down to -0. This one took a lot of damage, unfortunately, though. But I Krylon the crap out of it to hold it all in place, and then they're about how you expect. A little bit of mild planking. Most of the paint is there, though. Look at this kind of weird little thing going on. I've seen that before, but I don't know what causes that. I think on both of these, the plastics are actually all fine. All the targets are original. And then on this one over here, this one has a little bit worse wear. I was gonna paint this one, but and this one, all the plastics are. This one has a couple of little cracks, but I think the rest of it is all okay. These are all in good shape, and this is fine. I like this little spinner guy. They didn't put that in very many of them, but yeah. And the cabinets aren't too terribly bad. They're about, you know, little bit of graffiti here and there because they've been routed somewhere. But I think this cabinet is better than Superstar. Yeah, so I've got these listed for $8. Of course, my finger's over the camera. How long have I been doing that? I'm an idiot. I'm an ID10T error. That's what I am. Yeah, so I listed these on Facebook for $9.50, knowing that I won't get $9.50 for them. I actually don't expect to get $9.50, but you know how people are, how they don't want to buy it unless they feel like they're getting a deal. So you have to list it a little bit more than what you want for it. Yeah, and then this thing, our little Rampage died. So it's not, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might. I don't know if the monitor works. I don't know what's going on with it, but I have enough that I could throw like a 60-in-1 in here, make a new board for it, and I could actually reuse all of these buttons and everything with a 60-in-1 and do something like joystick, couple of buttons, whatever. But give that paint or just replace them. The sides are just this, right? And you know, maybe make like a little Frogger or something, I don't know. And then I finally got my benches kind of going. It's getting there a little bit better every time. I actually have monitors and a computer now. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and I'll show you what else we got going. Sports Blaster, it's a little gumball machine. I have more gumballs on order, but I have these for now. But I have enough to fill this. 25 cents in, it comes out down here. Use the little flippers. If you can hit that target right there, it'll give you another gumball. But usually it kind of comes down, it goes right down the middle, or it goes into one of these holes. I tried it earlier and it released it and it dropped it right into there. I got this for a friend in Moncton, and it was a little grubby. Cleaned it up, wasn't too bad. Couldn't figure out how to get it apart because these are all like welded together, and I had no idea how it was supposed to come apart. But apparently, you unlock it here. It has this little spinny thing here. This unspins, and this is a threaded rod that goes down and through. So you spin this around until the threaded rod detaches from this, and then this whole assembly can come off after you take a few things off. But that's how then this comes off, and then the glass slides up, and you can take the play field out and everything. I made a video on it if anybody's interested.
I know you work at like
New shirts. These say Prince Edward Island because people like things that say Prince Edward Island.
It was just a little plastic. It was just a little plastic pokey stick that turns it off, but I decapitated the chick because I thought it looked better. All right, 1918. Take that, friend. Sorry, Zach. Oh, don't. Before I forget. Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Uh-oh, you guys gonna get into a switchblade comb fight?
No, I just wanted to show it to him.
I kind of want to take one of these, take this out, and build a knife and put it in there. Because this is actually
Something
nicer.
not appropriate.
It's nicer than my actual switchblade, right?
Enjoy.
Honest to God.
Actually, I think this is stainless steel, so you could probably make things easy and just just weld stainless steel in here, then sharpen
Keep the
it.
gas. Keep the gas. Yeah. Just put a TIG weld rod on it. And I'm gonna grab my glasses. I forgot.
Yeah. Did you guys get everything?
We're talking about
And
the
your mug?
fancy
Someone had a
pants,
mug.
high-end switchblade combs. They're stainless steel. It's like it's not the old style ones, right? Like these are like really nice quality. Hilarious.
Oh, it's too hot already.
You have the other one?
I put all of them away. Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Have a great
See you later.
weekend, friends.
Okay, so we could all look better in the dark. In Ontario, you could likely get double for that without blinking an eye. That's the thing around here, though. It's so weird here. So on the island, people who live on the island don't want to drive very far. So we live about 45 minutes out of Charlottetown, down towards the ferry. And there's a lot of people that freak out. They're like, oh my God, you live so far away. It's a nice drive, right? Who cares? We've had people that live there's a neighborhood called Stratford, which is right, it's 10 minutes from here, right? There's a bridge. There's a little inlet, and so there's a bridge that goes over the inlet. That's what separates basically Charlottetown and Stratford. And we've had people come in and say we've been meaning to come in, but we live so far away. Oh, where do you live? And I'm thinking they're going to say like Moncton or Halifax or something. They're like Stratford. I drive through Stratford every single day.
Right?
So it's weird that there's this thing on the island that island people don't like to drive for more than like 10 minutes. The other thing that's weird is that people don't want to drive to the island. So if you're if you're in Halifax or if you're in Moncton, they don't want to drive over here to buy anything. So the bridge costs $50 to cross. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. The ferry is it's twice that. But if you're going to Halifax, you make up that in time and gas because if you look on the map and you go from Charlottetown to Halifax through the ferry or the bridge, it's a lot quicker and shorter to take the ferry. So you save money in the long run, money and time taking the ferry. But if you're going to Moncton, it's better to take the bridge or a Miramichi or something like that, right? It just depends on where you're going. But people off island don't want to come to the island. So I listed the machine. The guy was interested in one, and then he was like, what about both? What would you consider? Barry, hey Barry, how are you?
Barry!
Are you Barry on the island, Barry? So we
Barry with the nice hair.
he was like, would you sell both? We came up with an idea to sell both. A price. You guys open Canada? Yes, we are. Noon until 8. Yeah. So the guy, we agreed on this price, but then it was only if I drive across the bridge and drop it off in the New Brunswick side.
And didn't even take into consideration like that we would have to also pay for the bridge and gas.
So and that's 2 hours for B to go over the bridge. So we're talking 4 hours of travel time and $50 plus whatever gas for this. And I gave him a discount on both machines. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I've had that before where people they're like in Halifax. It's like we go back and forth on a price. And then we agree to it. I said, like, I'm fine with that price if that's what you want to do. And they're like, great. You want to deliver it? I'm like, no. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'll get back to you. Like, who's going to fucking do that? Like, come on, man. Barry says, yo, they're playing that nifty European table. Yeah. It gets played a lot. People come in, we teach them how to play it. And then the next time they come in, that's the first thing that they're playing. These guys have been in before, and they actually... focus on both of the billiards. Usually when they come in,
And
they
they play
focus
darts,
on the
don't they?
billiards a lot. But, so I had a guy contact me about one of the machines. Asked me if it was available, whatever, and I said, the first thing that I replied was, this machine is on PEI. Are you willing to come get it? And that's all that I said. The guy never contacted me back. If you did, ID10T would come out again. Yeah, no. If he was going to pay me $950 for both, $950 each for both, I might consider it, right? Because that's, I'm expecting to get $800 for them, right? That's sort of where I think it's going to about land on the island. And it's a good price. They need a little tinkering. They both work. They both fire up and work, but they'll need to be cleaned down. They'll need to be gone through. I know on one of them, one of the coils on the pop bumper is out of the machine. It's seized up or whatever. So whoever gets it would need a new coil. Yeah, they need tinkering, but
I
they'll be
mean,
fine players.
If you were anyone but you, other people would probably try selling these for like $1,200 to $1,500 each, even in the condition they're in. But Seven's very honest, and it's like, look, I want them to go to someone who wants them, repair them, do whatever. It's a good price if you take them both.
I could take them off. I could take new pictures. I could relist them in Halifax for $1,300 each, and then just deliver them.
Right?
Because I'd be ahead of the game, and then when I'm Halifax, I can stop at some wholesalers.
You should list them in the Halifax one. People do that all the time from Ontario and stuff, and just say this is located in PEI. We'll deliver for the right price.
Yeah,
Prices
we need.
in Ontario are scary, says Tom Smith. They are everywhere, but that's why Seven's trying to be reasonable. Like, there's no reason to ask for that much for those games.
And really, like I would easily take $800 for it. So if someone drove for a couple hours and paid $50 for the bridge, maybe they're going to be $1,000 into it or something, right? So, and that's still pretty reasonable for a functional game, and especially like one that doesn't need that much. Right? I sold one that didn't work for $800. I think $600, $800.
Which one?
That high hand.
Oh,
That was,
yeah.
It,
That guy got it up and running, and then he sold it too for
Yeah.
like $1,200.
yeah, something like that.
Barry, tell your friends we have 2 pinball machines. Maybe someone wants something for their little man cave, living room, fun house. Tell your friends on the island. And the sooner we sell those, the sooner Seven brings in another machine to work on and sell that you might even like more than that.
I still want to finish Black Knight.
Yeah. Barry says the Evil Dead pinball machine that came out looks awesome. I did not know they came out with an Evil Dead machine. Did you?
No, I haven't seen that. Let's look that up.
Seven's gonna look that up. I should just pack this up.
Okay.
I got my work. I'm on vacation now. My work laptop is going away.
Let's look this up. Oh, that's a spooky pinball machine. All right, I'm gonna bounce over to the browser while we look at this together. If I do full screen, do you guys see full
Who is
screen?
it? Spooky.
It's a spooky pinball.
That's a pretty good image of what's his name on there. I hope he's getting some royalties off that. Bruce Campbell. Nice. Ooh, is there a lower playfield? Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know if I'm a fan of the button on the lockdown bar.
What does that do?
It for various odds and ends of things.
I feel like that's too far of a movement. If you're forcing someone to hit, like in Royal Rumble, tag, press tag, that's pretty good because you're moving your hand away from the flipper.
Oh, I have looked at this before, I think. Because this little lower playfield with the little flipper and there's a drop and another, this all seems very familiar to me. But the hand, I don't remember the hand. And obviously that moves back and forth by itself. There's a track there, yeah. The cabin, ramp, some other odds and ends. Yeah, it looks kind of cute. Alright, let's look. There's probably a play here. I don't know if I want to do a whole tutorial.
Click on it, skip through.
Let's just look at it. We'll turn the sound down.
Galloping Ghost. That's an interesting name.
No, the
What
topper
is
is cute.
that topper?
Love it. Ah.
I like the pinks and turquoise. Those are two color fuchsia turquoise. That beret.
Fantastic.
The speakers are pretty good. Wrong. Something went wrong.
I know what went wrong.
What?
This extension. This extension is giving me problems. The agent selector extension.
There's too much glare. I can't really see what's going on. I need to take the glass off.
I want to see the hand move.
Right?
I want to see the
it
hand
grab
do
a
the
ball.
hand thing.
I wonder if it grabs, there's a magnet in it and it grabs the ball while it's on the track. Oh, it moved.
I don't know what it's supposed to be doing.
Wait. Oh, I was waiting for it to grab the ball.
I'll have to look and see what that is. Looks pretty cool. At first glance, it looks pretty cool.
Let's see. Mick retracted a message while we were gone. What did you retract? Referring to the earlier comment, if you did drive it across the bridge, you would be an idiot. Would come out again. Prices in Ontario are scary. Evil Dead. Tom, what is up with all these retracted messages? What have you guys been talking about while we've been chatting over here? Tom says, ashy slashy. Ha 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 ha. And I wouldn't complain if a Black Knight showed up for a good deal, even a project unit.
That was mine. Mine was a project.
Have you watched Seven's unfinished series on the Black Knight? If you haven't, it's a really good watch.
And I used that playfield as a dummy playfield to test like all kinds of different things, like how to remove Mylar, like comparing removing Mylar with the freeze method or a heat gun or just peeling off, and then I used it as a I tested a bunch of cleaning things.
Yeah.
Yes,
we watched it.
Yeah.
Still waiting to see the end. Okay, so here's the thing. Nick, Tom, if you buy those 2 games and come pick them up, we'll give you all-day passes to the game, to the arcade, and Seven will work on Black Knight next, and then you'll see the end. Ha 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 ha. Seven's going to end some games. Fun fact, the most annoying sounds in an arcade And coffee. All the coffee you want. Yes, absolutely. Most annoying games and sounds in an arcade. People ask me all the time, does it ever annoy you, all of the machines going off and people playing them? And I'm like, actually, absolutely not. I can sit here and work my day job and have pinballs pinging and, you know, sounds going off, and doesn't bother me at all. What bothers me is when someone leaves a game running and the same 10-second sounds play over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what's annoying. It's just the same. And when we had Star Trek briefly, that one was pretty difficult. Nope. I can't remember the sound. Yes, Mick, all the coffee. Come in and all the coffee you want while you were in the arcade. I'm going to preface that right there. I'm not sure what Seven's doing, but I think that guy that's on Galaga is trying to get a high score. I guess we'll find out. I guess they're coming to the end of the game here. Ooh, oh, locked in now. They were down to 2 balls. Oh my goodness. Which ball is closer, the white one or the red one? Need to invent an abandoned game auto reset, right? Just a remote. Boop. Oh, maybe the game isn't over. I thought the bar had locked and I thought they just had 2 balls left. Oh no, foul. That was a foul because it went across the line. That one, you get to use it if you want. Whatever
I like
ball
these.
was across there is now, yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
These are part of our fun glasses collection. they're a little hard to see on them, but you know they look awesome. And then the other ones I like are these. We'll have to, she says that this reminds her of someone, but I don't remember who. But I can't see crap of.
No bad vibes for anybody.
Who did these remind you of?
The guy from the doctor who created the girl in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's right.
Who's in the creepy wheelchair. Okay,
Next
so
up.
I gave Mick and Tom an offer that if they came and picked up the 2 machines, they get to play all day here and all the coffee they want while they're in the arcade, and you will then finish the series on the Black Knight.
Okay.
That's the deal, so that they can get to the end. He says looking more like a Homer than a Minion. I will bring my sleeping bags because I can't do a round trip in one day. We actually, in the old space, we bought an air mattress just in case. We had a couple of really snowy days, and Seven's like, if we have a really bad day, I don't want to have to, you mean it's on our side of the bridge. Depends which bridge. I didn't want to have to drive home in that mess. And there's been a couple times, it hasn't happened yet, but there's been a couple times where Seven has stayed later and planned on sleeping here, but then like the snow stopped and the plows went out, and so he was able to get home. But we generally have a mattress here. There was one time I had a flight at like 4 a.m. and we stayed at the arcade all night, and I actually curled up on that old, it was awful, in the disco booth, trying to get a couple hours of sleep. Why did I have such an early flight?
I don't remember.
I feel like that one was not a happy trip. Not all of my trips to BC are happy trips.
The bridge too far from you.
Ha 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 ha. Tom, you can't come.
Yeah, the last time that I thought I was going to stay here, I closed it. I think that was the day I closed it at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you closed a little early.
And no, I don't think it was a weekend. I think it was like a Thursday or something. I think that I closed at 8.
Oh, gotcha.
And I had the van here, and I drove out to the street, and on the street I'm like splashing around. And the term on the island that they use for that is called, they say, it's greasy. And it was very greasy, sliding all over the place. Got to the roundabout, went just the right through the roundabout, down the hill. By the time that I got to the light, I'm like, nah, this isn't gonna happen. It was just bad conditions. Took a right at the light. I'm gonna go around the block now. Like, oh, well, actually, there's a couple of places to get food. I'm gonna grab food and then come back here. And the only place that was open was
Burger King.
no, it was Wendy's.
Sorry.
That was closer because Burger King was way down. So
Right.
there was a
Wendy's, Tim Hortons.
Wendy's was open.
Yeah.
Got a hamburger, or chili, or something like that. Managed to get back here. There's a fainting couch here. I took that. I set it up in the back. My feet hung off the end, so I put a box underneath it with something on top of it, so that my feet were not hanging off the end. We had pillows, we had blankets. I got it all prepped, all nice and everything. I stood here at the counter. I ate my dinner. I had the computer was around the corner. I was just watching. I was getting ready to take a tablet and load it up with a movie and just go back and chill. It was about an hour or so later.
It was like maybe even 2 hours later.
And right before I decided I was gonna go and lay down in the back, I was like, well, I'm gonna check the roads. So I went out back and looked, and cars were moving just fine, and they had plowed. So in Charlottetown, it usually is, if you can get out of Charlottetown, then the roads on the highway are usually not that bad. There's not a whole lot of traffic after you get out. I think what happens in Charlottetown is that people are driving around a lot. They're bringing all this snow from the side streets to the main streets, and it's not being plowed enough.
Yeah.
Probably, at 2 or 3 a.m. it's much better, but there's still people milling around. So if you can get past Stratford, then usually the roads are much better. So I was like, oh, they don't look too bad. So I got in the car and I drove straight home. It was perfectly fine. But that's just how it is. So we are about, it's about 10:30 now. I think we should probably close this. And
Get ready. I think they're probably
ready.
gonna leave
Yeah.
after they're done their game.
yeah, so we're gonna say good night. I might stream tomorrow. I know she won't be here, but
Yeah, we have our second ever house guest coming to stay with us for a week. A friend of mine that I met, not my last trip, but the trip before when I had to go work out on site, and we bonded over misery. And long work hours. Anyways, so she's coming to visit, and I already had booked this week off. I think I mentioned this before. We take time off. I work at the arcade, and sometimes I take time off. Next week is my birthday, so I had actually just planned to garden all week and do nothing but stay at the house. But then my friend said that she was going to be in town, so we might just garden and stay at the house or go do other stuff together. So I won't be here tomorrow. I probably won't be here much next week. But I might be here on Sunday. We're trying to figure out, I've got to finish cleaning the house. And but I also want to give Seven a break because he's going to be working most of this week. Yeah. Anyways.
all right. Well, off we go.
All right.
Where's the thing?